There we go. Okay. So we're going to start with one of the moves that we're going to do, in fact, down on the floor. And then this is one of the moves today is going to be really focused on back extensors, pelvic floor muscles. Okay. So I've got my little pillow, my little pad. I'm telling you, those of you who are really trying to improve your balance, you got to work on one of these things. If you don't have one of these things, looky here, just use a pillow. That's perfectly fine. Like, I'll put it right beside my little foam. This is like a foam. It's very thick and it's very firm. So if you have one of those kind of things, great. If you don't, just use a pillow. This is a pillow. See there, I can step in that just fine, and it's unstable. That's the trick. You want some kind of an unstable surface. Now, I don't want you to get all panicky when you get off balance when you're starting to warm up. So if you've got a pillow, go ahead and do one and then the other. Don't do it quick. Bring a heel up. Take a big breath. Exhale, inhale. Yeah. Not like huge volumes, but you just want to see those little bubbles rising. Okay? So that's kind of like a scuba diving term. So when you're learning to scuba dive, the instructors will tell you, you got to see bubbles. Because if you don't see bubbles coming from your partner, well, you better go check them. Same thing here. Inhale, exhale. So when you're doing pillow work like this, people tend to want to go real fast. Don't go fast on this. You situate your foot, you get in balance, you soften your knee, and then you breathe in and you bring that heel up. And you mess around here with one foot on that pillow. So see, I can do it on the pillow, or I can do it on this foam pad that many of you have either purchased from me. They're sold everywhere. I just got a whole bunch of them because we used them in class. So I think Juliana got one from me. Chrissy got one from me. I don't know. Anyway, a really nice good one might be, I don't know, $39, $49, $48, something like that. But it's going to last a long, long, long time. And if you are wanting to peak your balance systems, that's all your proprioceptive readouts whenever you go on one foot. And see, this is part of a warm-up. As we're starting to work on mobility issues, which is what we do on Wednesday. So this is Mobility Wednesdays. So I call it mobility. You could call it any number of the disciplines that are being marketed today. And that's what it is. It's a marketing thing. Anytime you hear a name, it could be, there's all kinds of different yogas. Okay, there's all kinds of different Tai Chis. There's all kinds of different Pilates. There's all kinds of different things. And the reason you know what they are is not because it's new, it's because it's been marketed, which that's fine. I'm great with marketing. If it's correct and not lying, much of marketing is lying or just misleading. I'll say that. It's misleading you. These kinds of moves we have done from day one in Earth's history of human mobility, okay? It's just that with the emergence of push button things, we quit moving, basically, all right? So see how I'm just doing this? I see it that I don't go up real quick. Do you see how I put my foot on my pillow or my disc? And before I release my foot here, I lean in. I extend my back. There's that word. You're going to hear that word a lot today. When I say rib cage up, pretend you're putting your fingers right here under your rib cage and you just lift up on them. Okay, the minute you do that internally, wow, you're gonna get all kinds of contractions up through your spine. Okay, the muscles on both sides of your spine, your upper back, your middle back, your lower back. So when you step up on your unstable surface, whether it be a pillow or this little foam kind of a disc, a pad, you got to put your weight into the supporting leg. See that? And you need to just stay there for a bit. And you need to try to hold your balance. And you'll go over and under. It's okay. That's part of the gymnastics of balance work. Okay? I'm good. Should be speaker view, so I think I'm good. Okay. Anyway, so what I'm telling you is on this Mobility Wednesday, if you really work this with your knees soft, a tiny bit of a hip hinge, rib cage up, when you release that toe and you stay there and you count to maybe 15 or you count to maybe 30, okay, that's a very different move than just stepping up and stepping right back down. See how I'm starting to get off balance and then I'll put my toe down and then I'll get back on balance? Okay, this is the work of balance training. One of many things that you can do, but it usually always will engage some form of one-sided work. Okay, so that was about 30. So I'm going to step down when I want to step down. Then I'll come back up, tight tummy. Okay, and I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to hold it right up here. Take a breath, take a breath, take a breath. Hang on to it, hang on to it, hang on to it. Hang on to it, keep hanging on to it. For some reason, I don't see my picture frame highlighted. I'm wondering if you're seeing this okay. Take a breath and then come back down. I'll check it one more time. I see K's highlighted. I don't see me highlighted.
We can hear you.
Okay, good, 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 good. Let me see. Let me see. There. All right, thank you. Okay, so you stepped up on your pillow. And so here's my question to you. How much time, if you had a calendar page, have you been able to check off each day that you actually did what we just did on this pillow? Okay, so this is kind of like one of those everyday type things, because your muscle memory, your brain, they all change from day to day to day to day. They can either change and get better and more aware by doing these types of little balances, or they can just put it in the cobwebs, so to speak. Okay? You have to, this is where the use it or lose it rule comes in. So I'm coming back to this just to recap for those of you coming on. My tummy's in, my rib cage is up, my knee is soft, I'm hanging out here, and if you do this for 30 seconds, I'm telling you, it's going to feel shakety, and you're going to like, oh, if it's too much, of course, always have a chair that you can lightly put your hand on, okay? So I'm spending a little extra time on this particular point, because if you put your hand too hard on this chair, you'll start relying on the hand, not your leg, not your foot, not your whole balance system. You'll start pressing on your hand. So in class, I would joke, because we always use chairs in my class, and I would say, if your fingers that are on the chair start going numb or start turning blue, well, you're using that hand just a little too much, just a little too much. Okay? And if you lean, see, don't lean into the chair. Okay? So I know I caught some of you right then. So if you're using your hand on the chair, just to help you stay working your foot, don't lean into it. Okay? So that is what I wanted to really start you and warming you up. Okay? We're going to take one hand, only one. We're going to step wide. Okay? We're going to open that hand just like you're opening the whole door. As you open that door, you're going to go to the side of where this arm is that you just opened. Okay? So when you rotate like that, and then you come to the center, you're going to bring the hand right in here. See that? Let's do that one more time on the same side. So here I am stepping wide. Again, my knees are soft. My tummy's in. My shoulders are down. So when I open that arm, see, like that, I'm going to lean. And how I'm going to lean is I'm going to push my butt back. This leg is straight, but my butt's pushed back a little. See, I don't want to go into this. So some of you bent a little too far forward. You want to stay upright, but you push your butt back. And you're kind of on the heel a little bit more than you are on the front of your foot here. But see, this hand is back here, and it's hanging out here for a bit. Then I'm going to reach that hand. I'm going to take my chin, look the opposite way. Take breaths. Take breaths. Get that chin over your shoulder. Keep that hand right out there, open. Pull your chin over to the shoulder. Keep your butt pushed back. Take a breath. Now you're going to come center. Bring that hand in. Bring that arm in. Okay? Put it down. How you doing? I hope okay. Now we've got the other side to do. Now stay with me because we're gonna step up on this pillow in just a second. Okay? So I hope you didn't put it away. So let's review. Are you ready? You're going to do a tiny bit of a hip hinge. You're going to bend your knees just a little. Just soften them. You don't really bend them. You just soften them so they're not locked. Okay? Now bring the other hand right up here so that and some of you are going to go up here. You want to bring your thumb to your forehead, basically. See that? Thumb to your forehead. Then you open. So if your thumb is at your forehead and you open that whole arm, that is the knee that you're going to bend. Okie dokie. So as you bend it down into this leg, where the arm is opened, where's your butt going? Pushing back. Not a lot. Keep yourself upright. So now I'm bending the knee, keeping this very open, okay? And once I'm situated here, I'm going to put the arms straight. I'm going to look opposite with my chin. Looking opposite, opposite, opposite. Keep your tummy tight. Keep your rib cage up. Keep your chin tucked. And you're pointing opposite of where you're looking. Big breath. Breath. One more. Breath. Then you come back to center. Bring your arm in, straight up. Put that hand down. Everything's good, right? So here's the monkey wrench. I'm going to take my pillow, whichever one you want to use, or whichever one you got. And now we're going to bend back the other way, okay? We're going to bend back the other way. So now I'm going to stand wide like this, right here. Take a big deep breath. And I'm just down here like this, right? And I'm going to come up. And I'm going to go over to one side. So I'm going to be pressing on my bent leg. This leg is straight. So The one that's bent, the leg that's bent, that hand is right here. Your thumb is at your forehead. Okay? So you're going to be really wide stance, and you're resting this foot here, basically. That's what you're doing. So see, I'm bending this one, bending this arm. The thumb is at my forehead. Say rib cage up. Open, 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 open. Point, point, point. Turn your chin. And you're right into this move. So stay upright. Say rib cage up. And you're going to be feeling this right through here. So the heavy weight is more on this leg that's on the floor. Okay? Then I'm going to bring that hand in. I'm going to come to neutral. Bring the hand in. Bring it down. See? No problem. Now, before I go to the other side, I'm going to go down and really push my butt back. And I'm going to pull this toe up. Okay, so the heel is on the pad. You're pulling your toe up, pulling in your toe. You're feeling a huge stretch coming all the way up through the groin, the back part of the leg. Your elbow is on your thigh here. And you're just supporting. This is my support leg right here. This is my stretcher leg. Okie dokie. Hang out down there for just a second. Hang out down there. Now, bend that knee that's on the pilla. Okay? So you're a wide stance, elbows are on the knees, and then come up. You come up right from the hip. See, don't bend from the waist here. It's from the hip. Okay? So now I'm going to do everything opposite. So here I'm going to step wide. I'm going to put one leg here, and this is the bent leg. This is going to be the straighting leg. Okay? So here I'm going to step wide. And this is the arm that's going to bend. This is the leg that's going to bend. Same side. Got it? So here we go. Step as wide as you feel comfortable. All right. So what I'm taking you through now, I know can be challenging as far as position, especially if you've had joints replaced, whether it be a hip, a knee, if you have back issues. So remember what this day is. This is Mobility Wednesday. And this is taking you out of your wheelhouse, kind of moving. So here I am. This knee is going to bend, just like this arm is bent. Okay, I'm on the same side here. This leg is straight on the pillow or the disc or whatever. Here I go. I'm going to open it. Okay, I'm going to look the opposite way with my chin as I'm moving and pointing with the opposite hand. So opposite looking, and here's the hand that's pointing. Keep your tummy tight. Take a breath, breath, breath. Bring it in, bring it back, come back down. Take a big breath, push that butt back, and now push the butt back, and this leg is very straight. And I feel all that stretching coming right up through the groin. I'm going to pull my toe and grab that big toe right there on the little disc. Keep your chin tucked. Take big, deep breaths. Hang on to that toe. Push your butt back just a little more. Pull the toe. And now come out of that by bending. The elbows are on the thighs or right above the knees. Then you come up from your hip. Okay, big movement pattern, right? So here's my little trusty chair. I'm going to push my disc out of the way. So now we're going to go on into the second part of class, which is going to be moving us down. So this move right here, if you have been told that you have spinal stenosis, deterioration of the spine, I don't care, any of those kind of terms, you just go, well, what am I supposed to do with that? Right? So this move, that we're fixing to do, and I'm starting to do right now, is really, really a healthy thing that you want to do. You want to start out in your bed doing it, okay? It's a gentle hyperextension. You don't force it. Don't pull your tummy in necessarily. Don't squeeze your butt on this one, okay? Just release, and you hang on to your chair here so you don't get disoriented. And here's the very important right now. Don't lock your knees. Yeah, I know I caught you, didn't I? I know I did. Why did I know I caught you? Because I know I have slugs in my class, but that's okay. We're a slug-friendly class. I just am trying to keep you from your sluggy ways. That's all. So if I have people that are coming on new, that's an endearing term, just so you know. A little green slug. I'll show you it in just a minute. One of my class members, Judy, sent me a glass slug. It's just the cutest thing. So I'm talking you through holding in this position, because in fact, I want you to hold in this position for just a little bit. My knees are soft. My shoulders are down. My chin is tucked. Okay? I keep pushing my hips toward my chair. You can do this on any wall. You know, get up against a door. Make sure it's locked. Somebody tries to come through when you're doing this. It could be it could be not very pretty. Okay? Drop. Now, we're going to come out of this move. So the first thing you want to do is bend your knees. Okay? Then swing the hips back gently. After you've done that, you're going to step away. Now your shoulders are coming out over your chair, and you're pushing your butt back, and your chest and your head is coming through those shoulders. Again, if I have shoulder people out there, by shoulder people, I mean people with delicate shoulders. When you do this move, do not lock your arms. Bend your elbows. That's a safety precaution for you to not overextend through the shoulder. So you keep your elbows soft, and it will allow you to go down through here, but not too much, okay? And then you just hang on down there just for a second. Then you're going to come out of it. One hand is on the chair. One leg turns out. One arm sweeps back, okay? So drop your shoulders. Your knees are soft. This hand is going back, but your shoulder has to stay down. Okay, take breaths. Take breaths. Every time you take a breath, rotate that hand a little further back. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Okay, swoop that hand down, and the shoulder is down. Bring the leg in. Okay, now I'm going to turn around. You can keep looking. You'll turn the other way so you can see what I'm doing. So my other hand is on the chair back. I'm going to take and step out. I'm going to soften my knees, soften through the hips, tighten my tummy, and drop my shoulders. And then I'm going to reach my hand out, and I'm going to keep going back, 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 back. So every time I breathe, I'm going to open that back a little more and open it back a little more. Take a breath. 3 more seconds. 1001, 1002, breath. 1003, swoop down. All right. So that's big, wide open motion and our first big hyperextension for the back. Okay. So now we're going to go in the process of getting down into the floor. If you don't want to get down into the floor, or if you want to use your pad because your knees hurt, put your pad underneath your knee. That's perfectly fine, okay? Otherwise, you'll sit in your chair, or you would just lay down on your bed or your couch or whatever. So Here I come. I'm going to come right here. My elbows are soft. My leg is going into, with my knee, into the seat of the chair. Then I'm going to step way back, okay? So again, correct your posture by bending your elbows just a little, drop your shoulders, and now I want you to just rotate your knee from down, going down in the back, to pressing your heel down, okay? So it's a little series of rotations that are money as far as your ankle, your foot, your leg, especially hamstring. If you've dealt with hamstring issues, keep your shoulders down, keep your chin tucked, rotate that knee, bring the heel back, do it again. You're just going to rotate that down, put your heel down, really try to put your heel down by keeping this, while you're keeping this knee toward the seat of the chair. Take breaths. Keep your shoulders down, keep nice and tucked. Really keep that heel down and back, okay? Big breath. Then we're going to come off of that, and we're going to come up, and we're going to go to the other leg. So we're going to do that right now. So we're going to slip the other one back. We're going to keep our knee toward the chair, and do all your little posture checks. That's really important in here. So we're going to tuck our chin. We're going to drop our shoulders. I'm going to just keep letting the back foot just slip back, and I'm doing this barefooted. Wednesdays, generally, I do all barefooted. There's some people, and depending on the surface that you're doing this on, you have to have your shoe on. Some of you have different kind of foot disorders with bones that are rubbing here and there, and you have to have your shoes on. That's fine. Then, and in that case, I would encourage you to pull up the, I put one of my YouTube workouts. So those of you who are coming on and you don't know about my YouTube channel, I have a YouTube channel. It's Fitness Concepts Plus. Put that in the YouTube search bar, and you'll see my picture. I think I'm eating an apple or something. And I'll have all of them on there, and it'll say mobility, and it'll say, I don't know if I labeled it foot. Anyway, one of the Wednesdays, I do all feet. And a lot of times I'll do feet where you're sitting down mostly. So you see what I'm doing? I'm rotating my knee down, and I'm pressing my heel back down. And I won't do it fast. I'll drop my shoulders, soften my elbows. That protects your shoulders. Keep your chin tucked. Keep your tummy tight. And you're just bending that knee, and you're pressing it down. You want to do it a couple of times. And then you just set on it. Just really set on it, right like that. Yes, just like that. Breath. Now we're ready to come on down. So I'm going to go down, and if you can't go down, don't stress about it. You're just going to come up and sit in the seat. That's perfectly fine, okay? Or you're going to get, go ahead and get yourself situated on your bed. If you're doing this in your bedroom, if you can situate it so that you're laying on your bed, great. That's what you want to do. So if you're not, you can sit on the chair, or you can go against the wall and do a lot of these positions, okay? So here I go. I can use this on my knees if I need to, but I'm going to start with the cat camel. I haven't done that one recently, but this one really is a foundational move. So you can do this sitting in a chair, actually, and I'll show you in just a minute if you're in a chair. If you're down on the floor with me, your elbows are soft, always. Now I'm going to push my shoulders up, and I'm going to drop my head way down. So my tummy's tight. I'm going to squeeze my butt. Then I'm going to slowly bend and put my back in a down position, kind of like an arch. Yeah, so this is another hyperextension. And here you're just going to pull the back of your head up. So this right here, this move right here is really an important move to get. So I'm thinking of specifically, this was a very good one for Kay and Marilyn. Okay, see how I'm pulling the back of my head, keeping my elbows bent. I'm pushing down on my hands. I'm lifting the back of my head and the back of my upper back or through my shoulders up. See, it's a pull up as I'm letting my back arch down. Okay, so don't get confused there. All right, here we go. Now rotate the hips, and now they're going to be in an up position, and you're going to round your back. Keep your elbows soft. Put your head way down. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath. Keep your elbows soft. Woo, push, 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 push. Then come down to your elbow, just like that, and push your butt back, okay? So you want to stay down here with your head down, and you want to push through your shoulders, put your head down, and you're setting your butt back as far as you can. This is as far as I can get, by the way, because of my knee issue, and some of you have those knee issues. And if you're doing this from a chair, you're just going to be doing this, okay? You're going to put your head down, and you're just going to be pushing back, just like that. See that? So that's perfectly fine. Don't keep your head down there too long, especially if you're in at the chair position, okay? So big breath, big breath, big breath. So now we're on our hands and knees. We've done our cat, camel, okay? A mad cat, and then into a camel, position. Now we're going to go right into the quadruped. So you're going to take one leg and put it back. Now, let me just say a thing. If you're doing this and you didn't want to get in the floor, you can do this whole thing standing at your chair. So you just stand at your chair with your hands in the chair seat. You take one leg back, just like we're doing it from the floor. You soften your elbows, and you lift that leg up just a little, okay? Rotate the toe down. Don't let it be out like a duck, okay? So you're holding it there. Now I want you to pull your tummy in. I want you to keep breathing. You're going to lift the opposite hand up. So here's the important instruction, or a little trainer's tip. Don't stick your hand out yet. Just bring it off the ground. Soften your other elbow. Keep your chin tucked. Slowly sneak that hand forward. I'm touching Mac, my little dog here. I'm bothering him. Go ahead and lay down. You're okay. Lay down. Lay down. And then bring it back in. So if you're bothering your dog, then quit bothering your dog. Bring your hand back in. Lay down. Lay down. It's okay. Okay. Now go to the other leg. Okay. I'm going to put my toe out. I'm going to get my tummy tight. Okay. My hand is still here. Soften your elbow. Squeeze your butt. The butt cheek that's fixing to lift. Breathe. You can point and flex your toe. That's perfectly fine. Keep the back of your head pulling up. Yeah, now you're going to just lift your hand off the ground. You're not going to point yet with your hand. Keep your tummy tight. Point, flex your toe. Squeeze that butt. Okay, now I'm going to start sneaking my opposite hand out. I'm going to sneak it out. Breath. Breath. Hang on to it here. Keep breathing. Yeah. Don't hold your breath. Point, flex. Keep your elbows soft, then come back in carefully. Hover with your hand. Then put the hand down. And put your knee back down. Okay? I know you loved that one. I know it. I'm sure you loved it. Okay, come down to your elbows. All right, your butt's in the air. Yep, just like that. And again, you can put your knees on your little pillow or your pad. So we're just going to put our forehead on our hands. So I'm just going to put my forehead on my hands that I've folded together. See, just like that. My forehead is right there. My butt is in the air. Take a big breath. And you're going to rock back, down. So I'm going to go all the way down. So some of you are like, I don't want to get in the floor. What do I do? Well, if you can get in your bed, that's the first thing. But you take this to the wall. So you pretend you're standing at a wall if you didn't want to get in the floor. And you just stand up to the wall with your feet a little bit further away from the wall. And you push your hips, in fact, into the wall. And your elbows are on the wall, just like my elbows are right here on the floor. Okay? So you can see that. Take a big deep breath. I'm going to correct. Stay right there. Don't move. Stay right there. Don't move. Don't move, don't move, don't move. I'm going to make sure you're seeing me. There you go. Okay. So see, if you're at a wall, you're doing this. That's what you're doing. See? Just push your hips into the wall, and you're doing just like that. Okay? So we're down there, just like that. So I'm pushing through the palms of my hands, and I'm pushing my elbows off the wall or up off the floor. See that? So my feet stay stationary. Don't lift your feet. You hold it, you count 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, and you come down. Okay? Now, right now, if you're at the wall or if you're laying down, you bring your elbows out gently. You let yourself down, 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 down. You turn your cheek and you put your whole side of your head on those hands. And at this point right now, you drop your shoulders. Okay, breathe. So now, right now, I want you to notice something on your breath. When you breathe in, you need to be pushing your tummy into the ground. And then when you exhale, the tummy goes back in to the ground. You can do this against the wall. So about 3 breaths, then you bring your head up. You bring your elbows under you again. You push into the palms. You lift your elbows up as far as you feel you can. Okay, just so that you feel, stretches, but not uncomfortable. And you're holding it. You're counting down about 5 seconds. Then you bring your elbows down. And at this point, the elbows gently start coming out. Now you're going to turn your whole head the other way. You're going to put your ear and the side of your whole head on those, on your, the backs of your wrists. Take a breath, hang out down there. Just let it hang out. Breathe in. As you breathe in, you should be pushing your tummy out. So breathe in, push your tummy against the floor or against the wall, and then exhale, and your whole tummy drops. Do that about 3 times. And then you slowly bring your head back to center, and you're right here with your hands here. And I'm going to move myself down just a little bit. So if you're against the wall, again, you're just like this. And now you're going to pull your tummy in. You're going to come down. You're going to take both hands up. And you're going to put your forehead down on the ground. If you want, put a tea towel down there if it bothers you to put your head down on your floor. Okay? Just put a tea towel. And you're down there. You're going to squeeze your cheek. You're going to do one and then the other. So you're going to squeeze your cheek right here, and you're going to lift your heel just a little. You're going to keep your forehead nose down. You're going to squeeze your butt, and you're going to lift one hand up. Okay? So I've got this leg up. I got the opposite hand lifting. And you tap and lift. Tap and lift. Keep your chin tucked. Tap and lift. Your butt should be really squeezing. I got two more. I'm trying to do 5 or 6. Tap and lift. Tap and lift. And sink into the ground and put your forehead down on your hands. Roll your heels back and forth. Roll them back and forth, back and forth. I told you that today we were going to really focus on back extensions, right? Well, this is a back extension, only we're putting the weight of gravity in a different zone because we're horizontal now, okay? Usually we're up doing them vertical, but when you're horizontal down like this, then it makes your muscles work totally different, especially for the back extensors. Okay, you ready? So I'm going to put both hands out. I'm going to drop my forehead so I can breathe. Okay? Be conscious of the way you're breathing. You should be pushing out on your diaphragm or your tummy. Then I'm going to squeeze this cheek. And I'm going to lift up. And I'm going to lift the opposite hand up. And I'm going to go tap, lift, tap, lift. Bend your elbow if you need to with your shoulder. Bend your elbow. Bring your elbow all the way down here if you're a shoulder, if you have a delicate shoulder. So I'm going to lift. If I can reach it up, I will. But if I need to, I'll bring it down. You want to keep that butt really tight. Breath. Breath. One more. Breath. Bring it down. Bring it all the way back in. Push. Keep your feet down. And push yourself back into that hyperextension. Now you'll see that I've come all the way up. If you can't do that, don't worry about it. Just come to your elbows. Release your tummy. Just release it. Release your butt. Drop your shoulders. Drop your chin. Stay right here. Push a little bit into your palms. As if you're going to lift your elbow, but don't think you have to. Okay? Now, if you can, great, do it. But you don't have to. All right? So I'm coming up, coming up, coming up. Keep your chin tucked. Take a big breath. Take a big breath. And as you're breathing, you got to keep your shoulders down. You're going to notice that when you're doing this and you're keeping your shoulders down and you're breathing in, you've got to push your tummy out and then pull it in. Okay? So go talk to any singer that uses diaphragmic breathing. That's what we're trying to do. Okay? Then you bring your elbows down. Take a big deep breath. Yes. Okay, now wait just a minute before you roll out of this thing. Okay? Hope you're staying with me. Here goes. I'm going to drop my shoulders back, and then I'm going to act like I'm going to crawl, but I'm not. I'm just going to reach over here as if I was going to push myself onto the side. See? This is a great way to get down into some deep lats on the side of you in your iliopsoas area. You're just really reaching here because, see, your hips are stationary. So now come back together here. I'm going to do the other side. So you stay down there. Mac seems totally bored with this whole thing. Okay? Here we go. I'm going to act like I'm going to get up. So see, I'd have to do this first, right? Don't move your hips. So don't move your hips. Keep going as if you're going to get up, but keep your hips down now. Really reach with this hand here. Reach, 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 reach. You're going to feel deep stretching muscles all through here on the side of you. Pull to the side, pull, 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 and then come back to center, just like that. Yeah? Okay, that should have been a very different move for many of you. And I hope on that move that you don't move your hips. Okay, now I am going to turn to the side. Okay? So I'm going to be right here. Many of you, this is too much on your shoulder. So you avoid it. And you never do this very important little move that we're going to do with our hips. Okay? So use a pillow, a disc, or your hands. Tuck under and just put yourself in this comfortable position, okay? Take your hand, push your hip forward. Keep your hand there, okay? And I'm doing it with a pillow, even though I usually don't use it. But if you need to, then you need to. But you take your other hand and you push this hip forward. Only then do you attempt what's called the oyster exercise, okay? So keep pushing this hip forward. And now I'm going to breathe in, exhale, and then I'm going to breathe in, exhale, and see this? See this? This is a common mistake. Everything's going to be good. And then what you do is you open this, but look at my hand here. When I see this, then I know we're not using the right muscle, okay? So really work with me here, okay? Your ankles are on top of each other. Your knee is forward. This is pushing forward. And now lift. You won't be able to go very high. Then bring it down. See this? See, it's just a little opening, but I'm not rolling my hip. Okie dokie. So it's a press. And at first, about the first 6 repetitions, you know, oh, this is super easy. Number 1, push your hip forward again and keep going, because when you start getting into the second set and you're doing this correctly, breathe, 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 you're going to start feeling it in these little tiny muscles that are around the whole hip area, okay? And it has implications and use into the pelvic floor muscles. And if this is difficult for you, really difficult for you, pay attention. This is one that you could do every day. And as you're doing it, make sure you're breathing. Exhale, inhale. And so you might ask, well, how many of these things are we going to do? Well, I'm going to say, first of all, make sure you're doing it correctly. Don't be rolling that hip open. And you're shooting for 30. Yes, you are. Take a breath. Take a breath. Yeah. Don't get sloppy on me. I'm doing them with you. Doing them with me. Don't go fast. Just move it along, just at a nice steady pace, but keep correcting. Keep pushing yourself forward. Breath, 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 breath. I'm going to say we probably have about 5 to 8 more, I'm thinking. So we're shooting for 30, just so you know. Breath, 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 breath. Hang on. Okay, bring it in. So right there when you let it go, if you were doing this correctly, whoa, you should have felt it right through here, okay? And you can do these from your bed, actually, okay? Now, we're going to do the other side. Before we do the other side, we're going to do a very important little move. I'm going to make sure we have enough time. We're going to roll, roll. If you need a pillow under your head, put a pillow under your head. That would be fine. But if you can put your head down on the floor without a pillow, then do. But if this is uncomfortable for you, put a pillow under it. Okie dokie. So here we are. All right. Take a breath. And what we're going to do is from here, we're just going to lift one foot. And we're going to keep this really tight. Then we're going to put the foot down. So I'm showing you the very first one in this whole series here. There are those of you who this right here is about it for you, okay? You tighten your butt, you breathe, and you lift just the whole foot. That's it. You hover, then you put it down, okay? Tighten the hips. You hover with your foot, just bring it up just a little bit. Hold, breath, like 3 breaths, then put it down, okay? Now keep doing that, but if you want to do the next advanced move, here's what you do. You tighten, you lift your hip, push into your hands, and bring that foot off the ground. Just hover it. Now, if that's too hard for you, you go back to doing the one that I introduced just to begin with. You say 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. Now tighten. Now bring the other leg up, and you're holding it up there, and you're holding it, and you're breathing. Keep tight. Push into your hands, and you come down. We're going to do 2 more on each side. Keep your hips up if you can. If you can't, of course, put it down and tighten and lift. That's perfectly fine. And tighten and lift. Perfectly fine. But if you can come up, tighten, push on your hands, and keep your shoulders down and lift that foot and hold 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, down. Switch, tighten, lift, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, down. Keep tight. Bring it up. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, down. Bring it up. Tighten your hips. Push into your hands. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, down. Nice. I'm going to rotate because we have the other side to do on our clam or our oyster or whatever you want to call it. They call it the clam move with your hips. I want to get it in with you because guess what? Even though it's not that hard, it takes time. And if I just quit and I don't do this other side with you, my guess is you're not going to do it. Because I have slugs on here, right? I'm just trying to help you with your sluggy ways. That's all. Okay, you ready? So see, I'm going to use my little pillow, or I could use my little hands, however you want to do it. You're pretty comfortable right here. See that? Bring these into almost a 90 degree. My ankles are together. All right. Breath. Put my hand here. Push myself forward. Okay. Tighten and lift. And if I see, or if you notice that when you lift, you see your hand rotate back, start over, because I don't want that rotation. I want you to push your hip forward. Then you lift against a forward hip, okay? And you bring it up, and again, what are we shooting for on this one? 30, yes. Breath, stay forward, and as you're doing this, just a constant breathing in, breathing out. Inhale, exhale. Notice, is your hand moving back? If it is, stop yourself, reposition, and push forward. Breath. Push forward, breath. Push forward, breath. Breath. Hang with me so you don't do this fast, okay? Some of you just want to get it over with. Don't do it fast. Stay forward, okay? Breath. So the whole day is really capitalizing on back extensions, and as it goes into your back, your hips, into the pelvic floor muscle, and then I just pull it all together with some of those big ranges of motion that we did, okay? Take a big breath, hang on,
Hang on, I think we got probably one more set. So stay with me. Keep pushing your hip forward. Those of you who have hips replaced, if you do this one right, this one will really help keep those structures around that hip sound and strong without it being too hard on you. I mean, you're going to be working deep in here. You should be feeling it by about now. Okay, don't let your hip roll. Don't let your hip roll. Breathe. Breathe. So anytime you use your breathing muscle, especially if you can do diaphragmatic breathing, then you're using much more pelvic floor strengthening moves with the breathing, okay, instead of just lifting your shoulders. Okay, stay with me. Let's do 5 more. Let's do 5 more and call it a day. So this is my challenge side. This is my hip replace side. Let me tell you, I can feel it deep in here on this one, much more than the other one. I mean, I felt it on the other one, but this one, whoo, I got about 3 more and that's it. Breath. Hang on, don't rotate. Don't rotate your hip back. Don't rotate. One more. Here we go. Woo! Okay, release. Bring those knees in just like that. Just kind of hang around there for a second. Take a big deep breath. Okay, we're going to rotate to the back. We're going to bring those knees in. Put your hands under your legs. Don't put them in front of your knees. Bring it back in. If you can do this down without a pillow, then do it. So we're going to come right here. We're going to hold one in. We're going to go out, 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 out. We're going to tighten, tighten, tighten in the tummy. We're going to just tap the heel, breath. Tap the heel, breath. Tap the heel. Keep your tummy tight so that it supports your back. Just 2 more. Tap the heel. Now, if you want to do more of these and you like them because you're really feeling your tummy, that's fine. Okay, but I'm just working us out of this move. Here we go. Push, push, push. Bring this one in. Tighten your tummy. Tap. Breath. Tap. Breath. Tap. Breath. Hang on. Just 2 more. Just 2 more. Keep your tummy super tight. And you can do more of these. These are excellent to do for your tummy, your hip. You got to keep your tummy nice and tight. Keep your knee in. Then bring it in. Okay? Just like that. Now sneak one leg up as far as you feel you can. Pull your toe down so your foot's in dorsiflexion. Go as straight as you can. But don't do this in order to get your legs straight. Keep your knee over your belly button. Because we're doing this move to help our hamstring as it attaches way up into the lower back and the pelvic and the pelvis. So don't take your knee away from your tummy here. Feel that stretch, then sneak the other one up. And you're trying to go as straight as possible, keeping your knee over your belly button. That's the key. Okay? And you can release. And then you can come back, and you can release and come back. Now just really pull that in there, and bring your head up. Keep your tummy tight. Breath, 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 breath. Down, roll. And I'm going to go right into my hands and knees. I'll either use my chair, or I'll flare my feet. Push myself back into my feet, equalize, have a nice straight back, and then come up by pushing into the feet and heels. Yay! Good job.